Guys, super quick update. Just got my final boards, which hopefully are the final boards. I got to plug them in still right here. You got some MOSFETs here that are going to drive direct for coils. So those just come straight. They have a little bit better control and heating for the coils. These are all switched to snap connectors now, so stuff won't fall off. I think Spooky, a lot of people had complaints 10 years ago. They used to like hot glue, like with craft glue, they would hot glue all their connections so they didn't fall off. I talked about this before, I switched to a USB connector that's like a normal fat one. If the cable pulls, it'll just fall right out instead of ripping the socket off the board. I had a customer that with the USB like B type or whatever, it has prongs that get in there, so if a cable were to pull, it ripped the whole socket out. So that was one bug that fixes. There's a fuse on there. There's another fuse board as well for high powered and stuff. Needs some capacitors mounted on it. Same input board, just different connectors on it. Also supports optos straight in it now. So I got to test that out, make sure that's all good. And then there's also some connectors over here if you need an opto transmitter to go to the receiver that's going to plug in here. It'll just feed the power right there and you can plug it in. Same thing with MOSFET boards, nothing's changed. It's all snap connections. Changed some of the connections and whatnot. Went back to the this style, the standing up straight style. Those are the ones I used before, same exact brand and model. They work great. They're what's running all my other prior games. I tried to switch for a little bit. These are actually cheaper, surprisingly. So I just had some issues if you watch my other videos with some of the other brands and settings with those MOSFETs and parameters and whatnot. So they were just they're not working very well. Garage update. I don't even know if I can get a full view of the garage here. I'll see. So here's from the corner. So I got 2 pinball cabinets here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Probably collapse that one. That one's still a good test one. And then I got the Dumb and Dumber one coming. You can see my CNC is right there. I'm going to raise it up on this table here. Show you real quick. Yeah, it's just a mess. So I'm getting a lot of space back. I got a lot of shelving over here in space. So again, CNC is going to go onto this. I've been manually raising it up here, but I'm actually just going to grab my neighbor here and we're going to take that CNC and plop it on here. It's portable, so this can move. And also it's up so I can get a lot of storage there. So there's a lot of space missing for storage there. Plasma cutter is probably going to go right under that, so I'm going to raise that thing pretty high up so that plasma cutter can go there. I might actually just take a saw and cut this down a few inches and then rejoin it so that sits way lower than it is now. Probably move my crimp machine and stuff. Gonna move all my trash and stuff over there. So yeah, again, guys, I'm straight out of the garage still. Cutting my cabinet again. I talked about it last time. I cut my cabinet really poorly. I had some issues, so I ended up using the scraps to cut out my back box over there. And then now with this, I need to still route my channels for all the LEDs and stuff and do the whole testing for all my LEDs. So again, we're getting to a final game here. This is final prototype 1. Everything should be going after here. If you are interested, get a hold of me now. I'll send a whole email thing out and put a video, but if these circuit boards, I got 5 of them ready to go. If these pass tomorrow or through the weekend that everything's working and checking out, I got to update some code because there's 2 microcontrollers that talk to each other on there. So I haven't written all that code so that they can operate together. But if everything checks out, I'll probably do a like 1 week pre-sale. And then whoever orders, you're going to get maybe like a 20% discount or something. I'm not sure. So the boards will come all pre-wired. So you'll get this board ready to go. And it'll have wires already connected to inputs. So you'll get probably 4 input boards and they're all pre-wired. So you just go in and drill them wherever you want. They'll maybe be 12 inches long. So you get 12 inches, then it's 24, then 36. So you kind of just place them where you want and chain them along. But they'll all be pre-wired so that you literally just plug your USB cable into your computer. And as long as you plug a switch in there real quick, it works. So I'll give you a jumper so you can test your inputs. Make sure that electrically they're working. So if you just go in there and manually put a jumper, you should see like switch 3 or switch 12 or whatever. So you'll be really easy to get up and running and diagnosing really quick. And then if you're buying lights and stuff from me, then those will just come pre-wired in there. So if you have like cabinet lighting, They'll just go right in here into one of these cabinet light plugs, speaker light plugs, back box, all that stuff. So if you're buying from me for that, they'll already be pre-wired to the length, and you should be able to plug them in. And as soon as that boots, you'll see all the lights turn on. Once you actually connect to the game, it'll start running whatever game lights and colors are in the actual software for your game. Stupidly, I gotta wait for a USB cable since I switched to this type, so I need one that's to type A to type A or whatever it's called. So unfortunately, I gotta wait a day for that. So yeah, send me an email. My email address is on my website. You can hit the contact page. I'm working on my Star Wars customer. He's planning to go to Chicago. We're trying to get him ready. So he's starting to code, get movie clips in. He's found a couple bugs where if you have an MP4 movie that doesn't have audio, it crashes the system. So I had to put in a fix for that. There's always something with some customer doing something that I fix, and I do it right away on demand. So I don't think there's anybody like me right now that's on demand giving people customer support of literally putting in a piece of code and then you get it the next day. There's nothing like it. Again, I plan to go that way for the next couple years. So if you're starting a homebrew now, really like right now is where it's going to start coming. I can always cut aluminum ramps. They're not the best. They get scratched up, but if that's the fallback and I charge you a lower price until I can get you a stainless steel or whatever, or maybe I'll just sell you the files for your stainless steel to go to get it at a shop, or I can send it to a shop, whatever. But once I get all those ramps up and running and the wire forms going, we're ready to go. So you should be able to get a homebrew. Again, if you're starting right now, now's like, if everything starts checking out, man, you get a homebrew done really easy and on a good system, good price. And you get exactly what you want. You don't have to buy ramps that are leftovers from old games or whatever. I'm not planning to do any, plastic molded ramps. So everything's going to be wire forms and metal ramps. Oh, what else do we got going on? I got another kid coming in October, guys. So this is it. Like, this is the run to the finish line here. I get 4 months off from my main job, and all that time got ate up. So, somebody had said, hey, I thought you would get a bunch of work done and have a laptop. Well, baby cries all day long, needs attention. Like, it's not easy to just sit there and program and get stuff done. When they're a newborn, yeah, because they go to sleep for a few hours and then you wake up, feed them, they go to sleep for another few hours. But when you're in like 4 month range, like your baby's up all day and you're screwed. You gotta deal with it. So I'm anticipating it's going to get really hard having 2 kids here. My wife is still helping out. My mother-in-law is still helping out for now, but she's talking about maybe leaving after my newborn is like a couple months old or so. So we'll see where we get. I'm going to put out a couple videos here for marketing reasons. Once Dumb and Dumber's done, we're going to do the full hour scratch test of my play fields and see what happens. I'm anticipating it's good. If it only goes to 30 minutes and something wears down, then I'm just going to say, hey, it looks to 30 minutes and whatever. But that's going to be a lot of damage done to that play field if it holds up that long. Again, steel wool just going like this for 30 minutes. That's what I'm going to sit there and do it for 30 minutes to prove a point. So that's cool. Still working on printing to play field, direct to wood. Everybody around here is an idiot. People don't want to make money, I guess. They're in the print shop business. I do have one guy that's quoted me, and I'm going to take my Star Wars homebrew guys game there. We're going to print it. We're going to clear coat it. And then if he wants that protective film that's anti-scratch, we'll throw it on. If not, we're just going to clear coat it. Again, I was under the impression that everybody's clear coat was like indestructible. And then when I went to the arcade and finally put some lights on, I'm like, man, these are all scratched to hell. So you could polish them later, but I've been on this path where I thought I needed to be indestructible, and that's really what I did. I found some stuff 3 or 4 years ago, but price point and stuff I didn't like. So like I said, I found a plastic protection that works great. And that's what I wanted from the beginning, something cheap that would get it on there and be pretty much scratch proof. But again, I didn't even need to be scratch proof, and now I am. So I think I'm in a good spot. Yeah, I'm going to start working on my first game again. Hopefully it's ready to be cut and played and tested out. I'm searching for an artist right now, so I'm going through some places where you can find artists that do 2D art. And the guy I was going to use was from an old job, but he just didn't get back to me, and I don't know, he thought he couldn't do it or something. He's a concept artist. He works on Killing Floor and does some zombie stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, but he flaked out, and I'm gonna get somebody else soon here, and I think that playfield to be done is cool. It's kind of a unique game design. Yeah, like you kind of always have a goal to get in this game. So instead of just kind of hitting random stuff and then like that progressive to that random thing, you're kind of got one goal at a time where you're trying to do a certain thing, and it keeps you more focused. And I used to play. Well, I just say it's more game-like. It's more like video game-like, where you got a goal and you're doing something, you're progressing through a level. It's not just like random stuff you're doing all at once. Hopefully that game gets done before 2 years. Hopefully it gets shooting in the next 6 months. That's kind of what I'm hoping. A lot of rambling going on. Yeah, I just want to clean up my garage here and get everything sorted out. Dumb and Dumber is going to finally get cut. Again, I burned like a whole month just going back and forth trying to find people that can print. If I got to take an hour out of my day to go drive somewhere and back, that's 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. And then maybe I have to go again because they don't print it on the spot or they can't even do the job. And I just burned a lot of time in R&D, guys, and it's tough when I have a day job and I have a family and I got a kid and I got a pregnant wife. Sometimes I cook. I got to cut the grass. I just cut the grass today. So it's a lot of work, guys, but I know it's going to pay off. Definitely still should be able to hit a $4,000 price point with some really cool games. Again, here's a full cabinet right here. That's using particle board. That's old, so that's not going to be like that. But this is a 1/2-inch cabinet. It's still sturdy, no issues, especially if you don't have a coin door. That's not going to warp. And this actually has some supports through here. I did this a little bit different, but this would normally be supported, so that will never warp or bend or anything like it is a little bit here, because that's going to have a piece of metal that supports the play field. This has been holding up for a long time. All my stuff's holed up in this garage, and the humidity and everything. Florida, it gets down to 20. Hot and humid, it gets up to 100 degrees, 70% humidity, 80% humidity. So all my stuff's holding up. I'm not worried about it. We'll get some cool stuff. And it's just getting out of this R&D BS phase. I've been cutting stuff by hand for years. You know, when you start designing a game and you're cutting things by hand, you place a couple components, then you cut it, and then you cut it. Like, you're in at that point. Like, you can't just throw the playfield out and go get it cut again because you modified something. So I didn't have a CNC for a long time. I couldn't afford it. You know, when I started this whole thing, I probably had, 7 years ago, I might have had 20,000 bucks in the bank. And I wasn't going to spend 20% of that on a CNC machine that I didn't need at the time, and for a project that I didn't have it proved out yet. I didn't know if I could build all my circuit boards or how long it would take. So I've just been building up over time, guys, and I've been smart about budgets. I've been having to work really ghetto, again, by hand, doing a lot of stupid stuff. So, yeah, that's it. I'll have another update here. Once the circuit boards are done and once Dumb and Dumber's done, you see some more videos on that. Again, I'm going to take this out to the local arcade. We're going to film some marketing video, have some people film on it. Hopefully a lot of people that I know show up there and I can talk to them and get them on film, because a lot of these guys know me, and I've been saying, like, for 3 years, hey, I'm building this, I'm building that, and I show them a video here, a video there, circuit board here. I'll take some of my circuit boards as I go. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm going to sign off now and see you guys soon.